Greetings, fellow moviegoers, and welcome to Movie Central, the place to talk about movies, TV shows based on movies, toys based on movies, games based on movies, and rides based on movies. I'm your host, Mr. CCS, and this is my pet gorilla, George. I don't think there's any other way I can segue into this review other than recap what this franchise has done before, so might as well do that. The first two Cars films weren't the biggest movies of all time, nor were they the most critically acclaimed. But they were hits with kids. I would naturally complain, but seeing as how I grew up with these first two, I give them a bit of a pass in regards to being movies, as I have great memories watching both of them. However, I can't say the same thing about the latest entry into this trilogy. As a matter of fact, I don't know how else to say it, this was Pixar's worst film for me for 3 years. I remember walking out of the theater disappointed. I remember every subsequent viewing I was disappointed. Dear God, I was just disappointed a lot. But why was it Pixar's worst film for 3 years, in my opinion? We're going to find out today. This is Cars 3. Blindsided by a new generation of blazing fast cars, the legendary Lightning McQueen, voiced again by Owen Wilson, finds himself pushed out of the sport he loves after a very violent injury. Seriously, this movie was rated G. Hoping to get back into the game, he turns to Cruz Ramirez, voiced by Cristela Alonso, an eager young technician who has her own plans for winning. Okay. With inspiration from the fabulous Hudson Hornet and a few unexpected turns, number 95 prepares to compete on Piston Cup Racing's biggest stage. What else can I say? It's the underdog story that's been done again and again and again. And the story suffers heavily because of it. The opening is straight up boring, and the ending is just garbage with the way that it pointlessly tries to give us a new protagonist with only 20 minutes left of this movie. Yes, I will get to that in a minute. The only good scenes in this movie are in the middle area of the movie, where it becomes somewhat fun with scenes like the rodeo and stuff. But are there other aspects of the movie that are good? Well, let's find out. If I got a dime for every disposable character made for toys in this movie, I'd be making freaking bank. As characters like Miss Fritter, all of Doc Hudson's friends, the high-tech cars, and even the racers in the beginning were all made for toys. Which I am aware that this movie is mostly made to sell merchandise, because like dinosaurs, cars are big sellers in the toy regard, but that still doesn't give me any hope whatsoever, because seriously, I can't explain how much it sickens me that movie studios just create characters for toys. What about the main characters, though? Well, the movie mainly focuses on three, and I'm going to save Lightning McQueen for last because I need to talk about the other two because I have two big beefs with them. Jackson Storm is by far the lamest villain you could have developed for a movie like this. Again, this movie is just made for toys, and they just wanted to give him a cool, sleek design. But again, at least the other Pixar films, some of which also have merchandise, have memorable villains with memorable designs that are resembling toys. Like Lotso or Otto or. This is just Ivan Drago as a car, and that just sucks. But by God, Cruz is even worse. First off, she's so cliche. She has the "I wanted to be you as a kid" moment that the Lego Batman movie did also the same year, and it really stinks to watch because that comes out of nowhere in the Lego Batman movie, but at least it makes kind of sense seeing as how Batman and Batgirl have history, but this one doesn't make any sense. Also, every joke in that beach scene broke me. I mean, seriously, they were so cringy that I had to think of other jokes. This is the equivalent to the Brave joke, folks. As did the stupid comedy ensued by her. Like, seriously. Why is there a moment where she dances to 80s workout music? Oh, yeah, right, this movie is rated G and is made for kids. I forgot. Also, I really hate that she takes Lightning's spot as a racer at the end, because it's no longer his story and it becomes hers. Why do I have a problem with this? Well, imagine if the main character in a big movie like Star Wars or Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings took the place of the main character. I mean, it takes away from their big story and just becomes the story of the other person. They are side characters, not the main character. It's not Hermione Granger and the Sorcerer's Stone. It's Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. It's not the Leia Organa saga. It's Luke Skywalker's saga. Like, seriously. And this is the last of the trilogy, and it pulls crap like this. Pathetic. Just pathetic. As for Lightning, I don't hate him. As a matter of fact, I like the character of him, and I like some of the stuff he goes through. I love the moments where he feels stressed under the control of the other villain, who I won't mention because he's just memorable for his voice because he's voiced by Nathan Fillion, but other than that, he's just stupid. And I love when Lightning starts pushing himself to pain before he eventually loses, and it makes him just broken. But other than that, this really sucks donkeys that its arc is never completed. So yeah, the characters suck and don't matter to the movie. And honestly, I can definitely understand that these characters were not hits with a lot of kids because I still see to this day toys that are still on Target shelves. But what does matter to the movie? Well, the animation and music actually matter to the movie. The animation is really well done. I honestly think it's the best looking of the three movies by far, as again, the environments look absolutely real looking, and the characters blend in really well to the environments. Specifically because the ideas had a glow up. I don't know. The music, done by Randy Newman, is well done too. It has the road trip feel just like the movie from 2006, but just not as good. Hey, at least the movie from 2006 had a consistent feel to it. So yeah, I don't like Cars 3. As I said, this was the worst Pixar movie to me for 3 years until 2020 came along, but you'll find out which movie takes the cake soon, as the story and characters really suck, but the animation and music are the best things about the movie. So I don't hate this movie, but I dislike it, which is why I can only give this movie a score of a 5 out of 10. A bad drive and a bad road trip for sure. Yeah, I know, I ranted a lot in this video, but trust me, I could have gone far deeper. But that's it for this review. Feel free to leave your thoughts and comments on the movie below, and tune in next week when I take a look at another great Pixar movie to many, Coco. With that said, my name is Mr. CCS, this is Movie Central, and that, my friends, is a wrap. See you next week.